Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And oh my goodness, this puzzle today, I've read the rules and well, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Now, the other day I was doing a puzzle by Patrick Juncker, and there were some complaints about poorly expressed or explained rules, and I thought they were clear enough on the card and the description field. Certainly when I was reading through them in a slightly different version, I struggled to understand them, but I thought I'd explained them correctly in the end, so I'm sorry. I mean, it's possible that it was just a very odd rule where X's and dots were there if they were on borders between different kinds of shading. We don't have that today, but we do have something to explain, and I will try and get it right first time when I'm explaining it. But for a non-mathematician, this is going to be interesting. Anyway, don't forget, on Patreon, on the 1st of every month, we have new Sudoku Hunt, and it's by Riff Clown for February. Interactions, brilliant stuff. And loads of other content on Patreon each month as well. We've got all of our apps. If you're talking about loads of content, that is the place to go. We have Killer Sudoku there and normal thermo Sudoku, not like today's thermos. And all sorts of other apps as well. Do check them out on the link under the video. And the description field will also contain links to our merchandise and Sven's SUDOKU PAD, so do check all of those things out. But welcome to Armin Karlek for a debut today. He has sent us exponentially bounded thermos. And the puzzle is, well, no, I don't think the puzzle is quite as mathematical as the title. Although his explanation of the rule was because he included an algebraic formula that I was struggling with. I am not a mathematician. So I'm going to explain the rules as I understand them. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Hurrah. That's 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Now, these are not normal thermos. Each thermo consists of at least 2 numbers, each possibly a multi-digit number, with the unit digit towards the tip. And that means that if, let's just take this thermo, if it finished with a 2-cell number, if it was, say, 23, the 2 would be there and the 3 would be there. And that would be a multi-digit number with its units digit towards the tip. That's what that means. So the numbers could be single digit or multi-digit. I think they'll always be integers, because normal Sudoku rules apply. Now, along the thermos, these numbers that appear at least double and at most triple each time. So that explains the formula of how the relationship between each number was x, or 2y is greater than x is less than 3y or something. I don't know. Anyway. So, if we had 15 here, like this, 1, 5, then the number that is made up on the rest of the line would be somewhere between 30, double that number, and 45, which is triple that number. So that would be 3 or 4. And this would have to fulfill, depending on what that was, that sort of relationship. So I guess it wouldn't be 30, obviously, because that would involve a 0. It would be somewhere between 31 and 45. Fascinating. Cells with an arrow. Now, we also have some cells with an arrow pointing to an adjacent thermo cell. You'll notice all the arrows point to a thermo cell. Indicate how many digits the adjacent number on the thermo has. And finally, in cages, digits sum to the clue in the corner of the cage. Normal killer rules. Wow. I mean, what to make of this? I don't know, but I'm a bit terrified, and you can look at the video length and see how justified I was to be terrified. But I am going to give this a try starting now. Let's get cracking. I mean, how do you begin this nonsense? don't know. The 2-cell thermos, each thermo consists of at least 2 numbers. So that's one number, a 1-digit number and another 1-digit number. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we've got to consider what are the breakdowns, what are the possible breakdowns of these thermos. This long one is 9 cells long. But I mean, that could be, I don't know. I suppose you can't change the number of digits along a thermo very often because you're only maximally tripling to get to the next number. These thermos flanking the long one, they're both 7 cells big, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they are. And this one's 9. So 7 cells big could obviously start with a 3-cell number, which could then double or triple to give or somewhere, I mean, it would go somewhere between doubling and tripling to give a 4-cell number. That's possible. But it could equally start with a 2-cell number, another 2-cell number, and a 3-cell number. And couldn't it start with a 1-cell number? Oh, okay. If it was a 1-cell, then a 2-cell number, I was going to say that doesn't work. But actually there is a way it does. You'll never get to a 3-cell or a 4-cell number. But 1-cell, 2-cell, 2-cell, 2-cell. Okay, I'm going to write down, I'm going to aide memoir all the possibles because I think we have to. Well, I don't know if we have to. It's the only way I can think of going about this. So, for the 7-cell thermos, I don't know. Is there any point doing this? I don't know. I'm going to aide memoir these. So, I reckon this can begin with a 1-cell number. And the trouble is then it could be another 1, and then a 1, and then a 2, and then a 2. Okay, that's what it's going to be. If it starts 1, 1, I'm talking about the number length here. If it goes 1, 1, then it could be 1 again. Then because you're at least doubling each time, you must get up to 2 after that. And then it could finish with a 2. Okay, that's quite plausible. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. Now, if it starts with a 1 and then the length increases, then you've got 1, 2. Now, although in theory you could get to a 3 by going 1, 2, 2, 3, that would be too long for the line. So I think the line would have to be 1, 2, 2, 2, which would be very restricted in terms of the 2 numbers. Although you could start with 11 and multiply it up to 22 and then, oh no, it wouldn't be that restrictive. I thought we were going to get up to 88. No, okay. Well, that is very possible. Now, we could start with a 2-cell number, and then there are 5 cells left to fill. And that's going to have to be a 2 and a 3. Because it's an odd number, so we're going to have to use those digits. If we start with a 3-cell number, then we get a 4-cell number next. So the 7 cells, I think these are the possible ways they could shake out. I don't think there are any others, but I don't know if this is any help. Oh, of course, this one runs through these cages, right. I need to move those aide memoirs out of my field of vision. And maybe I'll do an aide memoir for the 9-cell one in a moment, but that feels like it's more complicated to me. But Right, this one, now, if that went 1, 1, 1, right, this number would be 8 or 9. No, that's not necessarily true. It could go 1 doubled, okay, goodness knows what this number is. But it's going to double or triple up. Yeah, this is important. Neither the 21 cage nor the 13 cage can have a 1, 2 or 3 in. Look, here's some crazy pencil marking. Those digits are both at least 4, otherwise these cages don't work. And that is significant. That is going to rule out this thing, because you're doubling or tripling a number that can be no more than 9. Even at the absolute maximum, if you triple 9, you get 27 here, and that begins with a 2, and this cage cannot contain that. So that is not possible for this thermo. Now, is the next one possible? 1, 2... You see, I think that is possible. That is possible because you've got a 2 there, doubling or tripling to give that number, which then doubles or triples to give that number, or somewhere in between. So this could be 44 doubling to 88. It's a bit constrained, but that does work. Now let's try 2, 2, 3. 2. Yeah, this doesn't work again, I think. You've got a 2-cell number, doubling or tripling to give a 2-cell number here. That's fine. This is the units digit. But the maximum that this can be is, say, 98. Times 3 to get the maximum number here, and you're still on 294 or something. So you're never going to get up to that 4, 5, or 6 there. So that's not possible. And it's going to be the same with a 3-digit number here, doubling or tripling to give a 4-digit number here. Even say this was 999, actually it could be, but you multiply that by 3 and you're not getting up to 300, 3000. So that's not possible. Right, so we've got it. This line, let's put the pen tool on. Let's use gold. This is a 1 cell there, a 1-digit number, then a 2-digit number, then a 2-digit number, then a 2-digit number. And we get a little bit of, we get quite a bit of constraint over the 2-digit number. I might have to remove the aide-memoire now. Hopefully, I have memorized it, but I think let's get rid of all these cells. Sorry. Oh, I lost the silly gold line. Right. This one is going to double or more to give this number. So I think we just said 44 is the minimum here. That's going to give a minimum of 80 something here. I mean, we don't have to have factors or whole numbers. It doesn't say anything about that. But 44 is going to give at least 88. And if we had 50 something, we're too big. I think this has to be a 4. Then this can be anything it likes. It could go up to 9, 49 and 98 is perfectly acceptable there. So that 4 gets an 8 and a 9 here in this cage. Now, if this was a normal thermo, that would be an 8, but it's not. This cell is pointing at that digit, and this cell is pointing at that digit, and we know how long their numbers are. Now, unfortunately, this other 7-cell thing does not pass through a cage. However, we do know that that can't be a 1. So this can't be a 1-cell cage, a 1-cell digit, 1-cell length number. So this is either 2 or 3 long. And this cannot be part of a 4 because of that 4 in the box. This can't be another 4. So this line must go 2, 2, 3. We'll do that in pink. 2, 2, 3. And now we can fill in this digit as a 3 and this digit as a 2. And that one is a 2. It's pointing to the same Yeah, okay. We've only got this one to do. And this one cannot be 1 or 2 now. Within of all the arrow clues. Oh no, I've got that one. That's a known 2. That would have probably helped if I'd filled that in before. But anyway, got it. This one is at least a 3. Now, if we had a 3-cell number there, we've got 6 more digits to fill on the line. It's got to go 333. That's not going to happen. And the reason for that is because if we put a 3 in this cell here, then this digit is at least 4. Then the 3-cell number is at least 450 something. If you double that twice, you're well over 3 digits. So that is not happening. So this is pointing to a length of 4. I know it can't be longer because we have to fit 2 numbers onto this line. And we've done it. We've filled in all the arrow cells. We haven't finished the puzzle. But I'm quite pleased with that. I think that has to be right. I mean, we still have to work out all the numbers on these lines, but this is fascinating. We've done all the arrow cells though in the puzzle. I didn't realize how helpful those arrow cells were going to be, but they are immense. Yeah, both of these starting digits are going to be at least 5 so that they can... Oh no, could a 3... Okay, that one is going to be at least 5. I suppose this one could be 3,700 and something tripling to give a 1 there. Actually, this digit is interesting. This digit is the first digit of the number that is given by somewhere between doubling and tripling a 4-digit number. Well, once you're changing the number of digits, then you can't go above 3 with the first digit. We've discovered that time and again. So that is actually a 1. Depending what that is, does that limit this? This is anywhere from 5 to 9. So we're getting a number somewhere between 15,000 and 20,000 by doubling or tripling 15,000 divided by 3 is 3,000. 20,000 divided by 2 is 10,000. I don't think that does restrict this cell at all. Okay. Now, we've got these 4-cell lines. Okay, what can they be? That could... The first number on the line can't be more than 2 digits. It could clearly be a 2-digit number followed by another one. Or it could be 1 cell, 2 cells. That, although I don't think this line can be, because we're getting up to a number between 81 and 99. So this can't be 1, 1, 2. Theoretically possible is 1, 1, 1, 1, but I don't think in either of these 4-cell cases that I'm looking at. If it went 1, 1, 1, 1, the numbers would have to go 1, 2, 4, and then 8 or 9. That is right. None of these can have a 2 in the second digit. Even that 4-cell line and that 4-cell line can't. So none of these numbers are 1, 1, 1. None of the 4-cell lines are 1, 1, 1, 1. They can be 1, 1, 2 or 2, 2, and that's it. They're the only possibilities. This one can't be 1, 1, 2. So this is 2, 2, and I can delineate the necessary lines. That's a 2 and a 2, and the first one probably begins with 3. If you had 50 something here and you doubled it, you'd be over the number, so that is a 3. And I mean, I can barely imagine that that's going to restrict either of these digits at all. That's all we're getting from this. Now, what about this one? This could go 1, 1, 2 or 2, 2. I don't feel that we've really got any indication, actually. I'm going to have to come back to that one. Now, I have not yet looked at the 5-cell lines. What happens on a 5-cell line? It could go 1, 1, 1, 2. It could go 1, 2, 2. Or it could go 2, 3. Okay, those seem to be the only possibilities in lengths. Are either of those constrained here? Or are any of those 3 constrained? 1. If it went 1, 1, 1, 2, this 1, I mean, it would be at least 4. That's not really... Oh no, okay, if this went 1, 1, 1, this cell couldn't be 2 or 4. It would have to be 3. This would go 1, 3. Then this would be somewhere between 6 and 9. And this would probably begin with a 1 or a 2. This cell can't go 2, 3. Because what we've learned is when you jump up a length, using this rule of between doubling and tripling, the next length segment has to begin with a 1 or a 2. So this doesn't go 2, 3, because that can't be a 1 or a 2. So this does start with a 1. Now, I don't know whether it goes 1, 1, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 2. But it does finish with a 2, so I could mark that in. But I don't know whether that's a 2 that's doubling a 1 or a 2 that's doubling a 2. Oh, there's a 1 by Sudoku here, just noticed. Well, that is interesting. Or is it? No, not very, actually. That hardly limits this at all from what it could be. I mean, it stops it being a 3, which it was stopped from being anyway. So it doesn't limit that at all. I don't think it limits this at all. And I don't think whatever it is limits this at all. So it's just a number. Oh, that's annoying. There is a 2 in one of those positions by Sudoku. There's a 1 in one of these. I do need to do some Sudoku. I haven't really looked at this from a Sudoku point of view at all. Oh, I was going to look at this. Right. This cannot be a line that goes 1, 2, 2, because that digit is a step up and then couldn't be 1, 2, or 3. So this either goes 1, 1, 1, 2, or 2, 3. If it went 2, 3, this digit would have to be a 2. Oh, if it goes 1, 1, 1, 2, what's this going to be? It's going to be 4. So it could double to be 8 or 9 there. So this is either 8 or 9 in the instance of 1, 1, 1, 2. But in the instance of 2, 3, that's a 2. Gosh, this puzzle's so weird. This can't be 1 or 2. This is at least a 3. That doesn't really impact on whether this is a 1, 1, 2 or a 2, 2 line. I don't know why I've written 2 in those cells. That's just a mistake, sorry. Oh, I can write 4 in one of these and 4 in one of these. Oh, and there's a 2 in one of these. Oh, wow, I'm losing control of my marking system now. There's a 2 in one of those. Now, if that's a 2, that's fine. because this would be somewhere between 4 and 6 then. But if that's a 2, I don't, yeah, it could go 1, 1, 1, 2. That's not very, it's not very powerful. I'm really confused as to how high numbers in this puzzle are ever going to get resolved. It doesn't look likely. I've just spotted that these two cells in this column are from 5, 6, or 7. So we're going to get to a number that is somewhere between 15,000 and 18,000 as we run up there. 18,000 divided by 2 makes this 9,000. 15,000 divided by 3 makes this 5,000. So I know that this digit is not a 3. I think we know that that one's not a 3 on this line. And that's not a 3 by Sudoku. Ah, I have not thought about this thing. Yes, this is a 3. If it can't be 1, 2, or 4, it's got to double or triple up to that. That is a 3. In fact, this is now somewhere between 6 and 9. The minimum digit we could put here is another 3, 33. So 66 is the smallest total here. This has to be a 2, because this is a new 3-cell number. I've just missed this completely. Right, now that is 8 or 9 here. Now what does that do for this? It means it's not a 2, 3 line. I think we ruled something out here, didn't we? Did we rule out 1, 2, 2? Yes, we did, because that can't start a new length of number. So this is a 1, 1, 1, 2 line. That is actually almost certainly very helpful. 1, 1, 1, 2. So we must have a very small number here that can't be a 1. That's got to be a 2. Doubling up to a 4 specifically, not 5. That won't work. And the 4 then doubles up to 8 or 9. And that doubles or triples up towards, well, it doubles or multiplies by 2.25 up to 8 or 9. And then this is a 1 or a 3. It can't be a 3, actually. 3 is too high. You always have to begin with a 1 or a 2. So that is a 1. Always have to begin with a 1 or a 2 when you start a new length number along a line. That has taken me a ridiculously long time to really assimilate as a rule, but it is a rule. And that is good. That is good. This now can't be a 1 or a 2. And therefore this line doesn't go 1, 1, 2. And it doesn't go 1, 1, 1, 1. So therefore it is a 2, 2 line. A lower second class degree for this line, please. There we go. And that digit is less than 5. And that is a 1 or a 3 now. This one, very unconstrained. Ah, this is such a strange puzzle. I'm really still getting used to what's going on here. I mean, this line's about finished now. There's not much else I can really do with it. I don't think anything is ruled out of there, whatever that is. That's not true, is it? This has to be at least a 6. In fact, if that's a 9, this is at least an 8. Okay, that is, it is, I just can't get used to what the puzzle is doing. Now, on these 1-cell lines, that has to be low. That has to be a 3. If it was a 5, this would be impossible. This has to be low. I'm going to put 1, 2, or 4. That is much less constrained. But we've got the 3 in now. 1s, 2s, and 3s, and a 4 somewhere here. Okay, that is 5, 6, or 7. Ooh, this is going to be quite big to get up to 251 as a minimum. What's 251? Divided by 3. Divided by 2 would be 125. That's no good. 251 divided by 3. Let's call it 252, so it's it is divisible by 3, that would lead to 84 here. This has to be at least 84. Interesting. So that's 8 or 9. Okay, well that's more deductions than I realized I was getting from using a digit that wasn't the first digit in a number. This one is somewhere between 6 and 9 by virtue of doubling to tripling the 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I feel like a drill sergeant now. So this has, no, I mean, that's got to be fairly big anyway. These are all from 5 to 9. I don't know how I'm going to resolve those. I really hope I don't have to do intricate maths on 4-digit numbers multiplied by somewhere between 2 and 3. That is really going to confuse me. What's this? This is 4, 5, 6, or 7. So we're looking at 34 to 37. No, I don't think that's helpful. We still haven't determined this line. Now, this digit now can't be 1, 2, or 3. This is at least a 4. So we can't have a sequence of 1, 1, 1, 2. So we've got a 1, 2, 2 sequence. And therefore this is a 1 or a 2, and it can't be a 2, it is a 1. That's a 3. This is at least 6. This, we've got to get up to at least 13. Well, it's at least, well, it's not a 4 here, that's all I know. Oh, that can't be a 1 anymore, but it has to be low, 2 or 4. This is at least 4. What about this? We're doubling or tripling a number beginning with 1. The maximum we could go to is 19 tripled to 57. So that has a 5 maximum, which is a surprise. Okay. Do I know more about this? Not really. I keep looking at that. 90 something here. Oh, it's a 2, 3 X-wing. So one of these two is a 3. Okay, so I need to look at this line now. Now, this can't be right. None of those digits can be 1 or 2. So we can't change the lengths of numbers on here. So we know it can't go 1, 1, 1, 1. So it must go 2, 2. 2, 2. And this first digit has to begin with a low number. So that's 3 or a 4. Then we're multiplying up to at least a 6 here. And I've looked at almost everything. This one can't start. Is this 2, 2? Could it be 1, 1, 2? I think it could be 1, 1, 2. It would have to begin with a 4 if it was 1, 1, 2. And if it's 2, 2, oh, that's weird. It has to begin with a 4 anyway. That's always a 4, and I don't even know whether it's a single digit or a 2-digit number. Then, if it goes 1, 1, 2, this is an 8 or a 9. If it goes 2, 2, this is an 8 or a 9. This puzzle is weirding me out in every way. Okay, I haven't used the 13 cage at all. Don't know how to. Sudoku says there's a 1 in one of those cells. 4 is in one of those 3, and I'm really struggling to see why any of them's impossible. This digit can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So we're talking at least 35 there. So this can't be a 6. That's 7, 8, or 9. I mean, it's not powerful, but it does remove one option. There's a 2 somewhere here. Now, if this is 1, 1, 2, the 2 is here. And that would have to be a 5. And 17 times 3 is 51. Oh, goodness, I don't know. Am I going to have to do the 5-cell division? I think I've done it already. I don't think it's yielding anything interesting. Oh, there's a 2 in one of those cells. This is an X-wing on 2s. Look at that. That's using up the 2s in columns 1 and 2. So the 2 in column 3 is definitely down here. Now, this cannot be 1, 1, 2 because we couldn't begin a 2-cell number with a 1 or a 2 here. So this goes to 2 as well, which is in many ways the least exciting. No, okay, it is the least exciting method. But it needs that to be 8 or 9. It also needs this. I don't know. Doesn't need anything from it. But we get an 8 or a 9 here. And we've now divided up all the lines into their lengths. I'm quite pleased about that. For me, that's a victory. This is weird. Obviously, these 1-cell lines, I mean, I haven't shown it, but let's show it as 2 individual singles. Let's not use that colour up there. Let's use blue. There we go. 2 individual singles. This is somewhere between, it's not 3. Where's 3 in the box? 3 is in one of those cells. So 3 in the box is here. This isn't 3 because of that silly little 1-cell line. 3 has to be here. Isn't that weird? I couldn't really see those 3s before. Now, that is 13. 13 times 3 is 15. No, it's not. It's 39. So we're not going to get up to there. So that's a 2. And that's now a 4. This has to be 8 or 9, which forms a pair with that digit. This can't go above 26. So that is 1, 3, 5, or 6. Wow. So that's the 2 in the top. Can I not do the 1 at the top of the grid? No, not at all. That's the lowest digit. I thought 1 would be much more sorting us out. Oh, that's an 8, 9 pair now. Right. That's 5, 6, or 7. This is 8, 6, or 7. No, it can't be an 8 because of the... So that's a 6, 7 pair, definitely. And this is a 5. Oh, Sudoku, you're a strange beast sometimes. 2, 8, 9, 5, 4. And that is not a 5. We've got 1, 3, 6, and 7 to place in this column. 6, 7 pair. So 46 or 47. Multiplying up to 90-something, not to 80-something anymore. Wow, maths. You're a strange beast too. We get an 8 there, we get 9 in the corner. That frees up this cell to be... No, it can be anything. That's the trouble. It could still be 41 times 2 point something gives 90-something. Okay. I cannot believe we are actually beginning to close in on solving this. It just feels wicked. 4 in this column is done. It's there. As long as my pencil marking here was right. 8 or 9, yeah, can't give 14. Okay, so I can place 4 in the top row as well. 4 seems to be the magic digit. Bizarro world. Yes, there's another one. 4s are done. How that happened, I don't really know. Right, 40-something. So that's not... Oh, now, can that be low? No, it can't. It sees all of 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is at least 45, so that's a 9. Oh, wow. 9 in box 1 is in one of those two positions now. 99 there is fine. I'm literally not in a position to rule on whether 15,490 or 16,490 or 17,490 is good. Haven't got a Scooby-Doo. Oh, that's a 3 by Sudoku. 3 goes in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light. And that's all the 3's done. That places 1 here. That places 1 here. That places 1 in one of these cells. We've just got 2 1s left in the puzzle. That is now not a 1 or a 3, and according to the pencil marking, that is a 6. Now, that's not a 6. 6 in box 2 is in one of those cells. 6 in box 3 is in one of those. 3, 2, 1, 6, 4. We've got a 7 to finish the first column. That makes this an 8. This is now a 9, 5 pair. This is finishable. That's a 5. These digits are 6, 7, and 8. That can be anything on its line. This cannot be 8 or 7. It's got to be 6. Yep. Maths tells me I'm right again. That is now a 7. It sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in its row and 8, 9 in a pair in its box. That is 8 or 9. This is not 7. This is not 9. 2, 4, 9, 3. We still haven't got those 1s. Don't know how they're ever going to be done. But I'm sure there's a way. Where there is a will, there is always a way. That can't be 7 or 9. Now, by the rule, 6 and 8. Oh, it can't be 8. So by Sudoku, it is 6. Now, 6 in the bottom box is there. This is a 5. This is 8 or 9. That forms a pair in this box. So these are from 5, 6, 7. In fact, that one can't be 5. One of those two is 6. This, I think, is not 6. Neither of those are 6, according to the 6 I put here. There's probably one intricate math sum still to do, but I'm preferring the Sudoku, I have to say, at the moment. That's an 8, 9 pair. So I've got 5, 6, and 7 to place. 5, 6, 7 in the column. That's 5 and 7 to go in the top row. That's a 5, 7 pair, so that's 8 or 9. Yeah, okay, it's all hanging together. I mean, I do feel we're on the right track, which is frankly astonishing at this point. 9 in this box is in one of those two positions. Okay, 2, 4, 9, 18 just works. It's probably going to be right there. Here, 5, 6 or 7, 18 or 19, 46 or 47. I can't rule on that. 34 to 86 is okay. 34 to 97 is okay. The other two possibilities must be okay. 41 to 97 is all right. This digit. If this was... No, I don't think I've got any ruling on it at all. I really don't. 9, 4, 3, 2, 1... 7, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, oh that, no, 9 is in one of those two cells. I wondered if it got isolated in this row. These are from 5, 6, 8. That's all I've got there. Even 47 would allow 95. 30 something to give this. Now, what is this number? 5, 6, 7, or 9 by Sudoku. 35, even, at the minimum, makes that a 7. Wow, this is monstrous. That I have to spot that. I hope that's the last bit of maths I have to do. Let's see if Sudoku does a lot now. I'm really egging on Sudoku at this point. Those can't have a 7 in. This is a 1, 8 pair. That is now 9, and that's not. That 9 makes that 8. We can look up and get 9, 8 there. We can get 5, 9 here. There's no 5 in those cells. This is a 1, 5 pair. I really am looking for some easy disambiguation in these final columns. I'm not getting it yet. That can't be 7 anymore. Right. 5 doesn't work here because that would only give a maximum of 15. That has to be 6. I've probably looked at that a few times and not understood the maths. 36 to 78, that's okay. The range is from 72 to 108. 6 there makes 6, 8, 1, 8, 1, 5. 7 in the corner. I must be able to finish this box now on a series of I-wings. 5, 9, 8. So we have 5,987 multiplied by somewhere between 2 and 3 to give 15,453. I love that that's in this puzzle, whatever the factor is there. But we're going to finish 41. Yeah, there we go. That is extraordinary, I mean. Yeah, the solution is correct. Oh, sorry, I did like that puzzle, and I must remember to like it. There we go. That's a new feature. Fabulous stuff. Exponentially bounded thermos. What a weird thing. Delighted to get to the end of that. In many ways, not my sort of puzzle, but very, very, very clever. Tell me if you liked it if you're into maths, because that would be fascinating. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But for me, that's a struggle all the way, and even doing the Sudoku bits is pretty hard. Thanks for watching, as always. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. It's been a pleasure, and bye for now.